Today I'm showing you how to make my grandma's Southern Blackberry Cobbler. It's my mama's favorite, so that's why I'm making it today. She's been after me for it. Ingredients and equipment you'll need: 6 cups of frozen or fresh blackberries, the zest of 1 lemon, half a cup to 1 cup of sugar, 2 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 stick of butter, a half a teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 cup of ice water, a zester, a 1/3 cup, half cup, and 1 cup measuring cups, measuring spoons, a spatula, a rolling pin, a mixing bowl, a baking dish, a small bowl, a box grater, and a large spoon. Preheat your oven to 425 degrees. I first start off by making the pie dough, and that means I have to grate the frozen butter. And once I've done that, I'm going to add the 2 cups of flour and the half a teaspoon of salt. And I mix very well before I start adding the water. Now in the description it says 1 cup of water. We're only putting a half a cup of water into the pie dough, and I usually do it about a 1/4 cup to a few tablespoons at a time, I should say. And you want to hydrate the flour slowly. That's why I'm doing it that way. But it's only a half a cup. Usually that's all it ever is. Sometimes it may be a little more, a little less, depending on the humidity or if it's a very dry day that day. And once I have achieved the consistency that I am happy with, and the more you do it, like I always say, the better you'll become at making pie dough. It just, practice makes perfect. And once I achieve the consistency I want, I will put it in the plastic bag that I always put it in and shape it into a disc. And I'm happy with this. I'm going to put it into the plastic bag and then shape it into a disc. And then I'll put it into the refrigerator no less than a half an hour to cool. You can do it overnight. You can also freeze it if you want to do it another time. And now I'm just adding the flour and sugar mixture for the cobbler part of berries. As it's really too early in the season for fresh blackberries. I mean, you could get them, but they're very expensive. So I'm just using the frozen kind. They're perfectly fine for this. You can either add more sugar or less sugar. I'm just doing a half a cup to start out with, putting the zest of 1 lemon in. And later on I'll taste it with a berry and see if it's sweet enough. That's why I always say half a cup to 1 cup of sugar. It just depends on if the berries are sweet or if they're very tart. And now I'm just going to mix in the flour and sugar mixture and just stir well. After I've stirred it all together, I start adding water, and it's anywhere between a 1/4 cup to half a cup of water you'll need. It just depends on how thick you want the cobbler mixture to be. Everybody's different. I like it somewhere in between. Some people like it very thin, so you add more water. Some people don't like it, want it very thick, so you just add a little bit of water. It's just a personal preference. And now I'm just going to roll out the dough. You've seen me do this a few times before. And I always put flour down, and I put flour on both sides and on the pin and begin rolling it out. It's a beautiful dough. My grandma knew what she was doing. And I'm going to roll it out to 1/8 of an inch of thickness. And then I'm going to cut strips into it. And I always make sure that I can lift it up as I'm going along, because you don't want it to get stuck to the table or whatever work surface you have. That's never good. And of course you can't see everything I'm doing here because I edit stuff, and so it's not so long, but I did lift it up to make sure it would come off. And once I do that, I just lay strips on top, and I don't really, some people get really fancy. My grandma never did, so I just go like this. I guess I could, but for time purposes, I think I mentioned I take care of my mom. She's 88, so I don't really have a lot of time to be highly decorative in the food I make. It's usually, I want to make it taste the best it can, but I don't have a lot of time to make it look, super professional. I do the best I can with the limited time I have. And here I'm just taking an egg and beating it up with a little bit of half and half. And I'm going to brush it on top with some sugar. I'm going to use some baking sugar on top. Not table sugar, but baking sugar. Because it's a little, it has a little bit more crunch, the baking sugar. You can get it at any, you can probably find it at a Kroger or even a Walmart, the baking sugar. And I just put it into the preheated oven that's been preheated at 425 for about 30 minutes or so. I always check on it, keep coming back. And the extra strips I always bake off because it's nice for people to have an extra pie dough on the side. And this is what it looks like. I want to thank everyone who's subscribed. You helped us reach 100 subscribers. Thank you so much. Woohoo! To help our channel grow even more, please like, subscribe, and comment. It does help because the YouTube algorithm can refer us to other people because it can find us. I post videos every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays on a variety of topics: baking, cooking, gardening, interior design, skincare. Thank you all for watching. We're so very grateful. We hope you have an incredibly blessed day, and thank you again to all of our subscribers. Thank you.